Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to Community Services Commission meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order. And Maria, would you do a roll call, please?
Yes, thank you. Commissioner Butler,
Present.
Commissioner Kopp,
Here.
Commissioner Martin,
Here.
Commissioner Ojeda,
I'm here.
Commissioner Rupert,
Here.
and Commissioner Teller.
Here.
Now we're going to move on to reports and communications. I'd like to ask each commissioner if they have a report, and could we please, in the interest of time, make it brief. Do you have anything that you want to say about the community or events coming up or past events? I'll start with you, Bob. You want to give us a little talk about the car show?
Yeah, I'll give you a talk about the car show. It was the best one we've had in 5 years. We figured we had more public this time than we had in the past, which we've always had a real good turnout. We had over 320 classic cars. We gave away $16,000 to different charities in the Pinole area and throughout Contra Costa County. So it was a great success, and we plan on putting it on again next year.
Thank you, Bob. Any other commissioners? Could you raise your hand if you have something to, yes?
Oh, I was just going to say that I think I already reported on the cabaret dinner show and/or gala for the theater before we closed for the summer. Do you guys, anybody remember that? If I didn't, it was very successful and well-attended, and everybody had a lot of fun.
Excellent.
Thanks.
Any other commissioners? Yes.
Seems like I have one more thing. We just had National Night Out. The first Tuesday in August is actual National Night Out at our house, and the police attended, and we had a really good time, and it was nice for the community to get to know the police in a relaxed setting. So that was very
I saw
wonderful.
your photos. It was good.
Thanks. That's all I'm going to say.
Anyone else? Nicholas? Omar? Anything you want to talk about?
I just want to appreciate the staff for the 4th of July event at Pinole High School. Me and my family attended, and everyone really enjoyed themselves. So congratulations to you all.
Nothing to report, thank you.
Okay, that's great. So, I'm going to move on to any announcements from staff. Maria, then Andrea, please.
Thank you. We want to announce that we are going to have a Halloween movie on Friday, October 19th at Fernandez Park. The flyer and the movie title will be released on our website soon, so be on the lookout for that. So that is our next event. Also, next week at the Senior Center, we are having a return to in-person dining. So the hall on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday will be available for in-house dining. The process will remain the same. They still have to call and place an order so we know how many meals to prepare. But we're looking forward to having our patrons and our community return to the main hall. This was something that we used to do prior to COVID. So it's kind of another phase that we're adding next week.
Andrea, do you have anything you would like to add at this point?
No, you can continue. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to citizens to be heard. Citizens may speak on under any item not listed on the agenda. The time limit is 3 minutes and is subject to modification by the chair. Individuals may not share or offer time to another speaker. Pursuant to provisions of the Brown Act, no action may be taken on a matter unless it is listed on the agenda or unless certain emergency or special circumstances exist. The commissioners may direct staff to investigate and or schedule certain matters for consideration at a future meeting. So, in light of that, do we have any citizens to be heard this evening?
We do. Caller ending in 5748.
Would you like to speak now? Hello, would you like to speak?
Go ahead.
Would you like to give us your name, please, and then go ahead?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, sir. Would you like to give us your name, and then go ahead, please?
I can't hear the audio on your end too well, but let me figure this out a second.
We can hear you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to comment on a few things. My name is Anthony, and
Sir,
longtime
could you give us your name, please,
senior
before you start?
citizen, and
I can't understand.
hello, can you hear me?
Yes, is this Anthony?
Oh, yes. A few things. I noticed that in certain parts of the town that other neighboring cities of ours are posting their community events on our fence lines and our streets and so on. Isn't there a city ordinance where they have to either get an approval from the city before they do that and or pay a fee? Case in point, there's several banners around town, and the one that's most visible, and they're both about the same. It's the Rodeo National Night Out, posted on our next to our welcoming sign below Jack in the Box on Pinole Valley Road, on that cyclone fence there that borders the Caltrans on-ramp. There's a big banner there, and right next to it, there's another banner. I think it's some kind of a chili cook-off or something for Rodeo, but there's no Pinole banners or signs on that fence, and I thought that doesn't really lend right to the city of Pinole to let other cities post on our cyclone fencing around town and other places where we don't have an ordinance to either enforce that or have our banners up there in place of that. Number one. Number two, for the different types of events that we promote, specifically the music events and the concert events, who's the decider on that? I think we should get more public input and public comment on the type of events we want, rather than leaving it up to one or two people, be it the assistant to the city manager or one of those other staffers. Because I think they're missing a generation or two, because if you look back at several of the events that we've had, most of those events are Gen Y, Gen Z, if not millennial type music and bands. And, you know, I'm talking about other than the great classic rock and roll band that we have at the car show, thanks to Bob Kopp. Other than that, we don't have any rock and roll music like we've had in the past. We don't have any country western like we had in the past. We don't have any others servicing the full community. And I have to remind you that the senior citizens and people over 55 or 60, they still make up over 50% of the population of Pinole. So you have to revisit that and appreciate to find out who's making that decision at what level within the city of Pinole. And lastly speaking,
Anthony, can you hear me, please? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but your time is up. And you mentioned we can ask about the signage. You know, I'm sure that permission was given, but it's like an extended community. But I do know we can also ask about our staff. But I do know that there was an opportunity for public to give input about movies and bands. I do know that that was the case. So we can certainly ask about that for you. And thank you for calling. Are there any other citizens to be heard this evening?
No further comment, Laurel.
We'll move on to the meeting minutes for May 22nd, 2024. May I have an approval, please?
I approve it.
And may I have a second, please?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. New business. The Community Services Commission events update.
Thank you. Before we get started, I just wanted to give the commission a reminder to only discuss the items listed on the agenda. If you have any requests for future items, please email myself, Andrea, and Laurel for consideration. So the first item here is an update to the community services event that the commission has historically been responsible for helping facilitate and volunteer at these events. But we wanted to let you know that Public Works, a few years ago, Public Works took Dumpster Day and Coastal Cleanup and moved to their department. And they are going to be taking this event moving forward. So it's not an event that will be under the Community Services Commission anymore, it's starting this year. So for the next Coastal Cleanup, the Public Works team will be organizing and coordinating this event, and the same thing will be done for Dumpster Day. They'll coordinate it. The commission will not be involved in any aspect of those two events. The commissioners are invited to volunteer as members of the community, but not as representatives of the Community Services Commission.
I have a question for that. You said Public Works will be taking over these two events. Will we be told who's in charge and stuff like that so that we can speak to them, like if we want to volunteer or whatever? You know what I'm saying?
All of the information is listed on the city website. So it's as the event will be on September 21st. It's listed as an event. Leticia Andreas is the contact, so that's already posted. There's a banner on up in Pinole, so they're doing a really good job with marketing. The information is already out there for the event itself, so please feel free to contact Public Works.
Yeah.
You're very familiar with the website, so the event's there, and her information is there too.
Yeah, because I've been asked from a couple of members in the community. You know, they wanted to volunteer. I just,
Yeah, it's online, already posted on there, and
Thank
yeah,
I'll let them know.
thank you.
So we would contact Leticia.
Yes, if you're interested in volunteering, there's a number, there's an email, so just make sure to follow that. I'm going to also just do a quick double check, but their department is the responsible department for this year. We're excited for them.
And that'll be the same thing for Dumpster Day.
Yes.
Dumpster Day, okay.
Yes, and for Dumpster Day, again, there will be an event online. So our new website has launched, and there's a lot more user-friendly items, including events that will show specifically where the location is. You can add it to your calendar. I did just double-check. Coastal Cleanup's date is September 21st. It's here on the website from 9 a.m. to 12 in the afternoon, located at Bayfront. You also have the ability to just add it to your calendar right here on the website, which is nice. And Leticia is the contact, so her email is up there for contact. Yes. But of course, if you need assistance or cannot, get a hold of it, we're more than happy. Email us and we can assist putting you in contact. We just prefer it go straight to them. So if they have any questions, they can ask you.
I have a question about coastal cleanup. Normally, we've encouraged students from, particularly older students, coming from local schools, to get community service hours. It's a really good event for them to do that. Will that be done?
I think a great person to ask would be Leticia, just to make sure.
Okay.
We don't want to speak on their behalf. We are hoping, and I am going to hope that they would encourage that. And I'm pretty confident that they would, but I really don't want to speak on their behalf.
Okay.
So she'll let you know.
All right.
Yeah, I have a question. Why is it that we're not doing that anymore? Because we have 3 items throughout the year that we've been doing ever since I've been on the commission, and now we have 1 item. Community Service Day is all we have left. So what does that leave us as actually doing a lot of things for the benefit of the city and, things like that? If they take 2 of the 3 we had away, that doesn't really make sense to me. Can you explain it?
Yeah, so I'm just going to start with the piece, and then Maria's going to assist us with another pieces for information. But I do want to say, as a whole, we our commission has a different purpose. It's not bigger, a different purpose that isn't just those events. Community Services Department as a whole, we offer services, we offer programs, we offer events, we have things in parks that are happening. We are much broader than just those events. And so although it feels like the removal, the city is still having these events. They're still going to happen. But the person that, the department that it should fall within is Public Works. I'll give you a prime example about Dumpster Day and where it gets a little confusing. The Dumpster Day is run with Republic Services, who has a contract with our Public Works department. That is not our department as Community Services. And so what happens is you find us kind of being the middlemans and women's between the contract holder, who will be there, where they'll be. Public Works is the ones that are out there staffing it, not Community Services. We're there to help, and we will continue to do our help on the staffing side, but truly Public Works is the ones that does the heavy lifting on that. So I understand where you're coming from. Am I missing anything that you wanted to add?
I know that it feels that you're losing these. You feel that there's two events that are being taken away, but think about all the other community events that our department offers that you could definitely help with, volunteer at. Our department offers. It's a long list. I can't name how many we have, but we have events that are offered all year long. So we welcome. Those are the events that we would like to see our commissioners, table at and participate in.
Are there any other questions or comments?
I'm sure that if we contact Letitia, Public Works probably would want help, certainly with registration of students if they're coming, that kind of thing, for, say, coastal cleanup,
Yeah, they'll have assignments in areas. So please, yes, we encourage you to contact them directly. We also will share your information with them, with Letitia specifically, so that way if there's a need, she'll reach out as well. And we did encourage that. They know your involvement. We just really want to provide clarity to the roles of what the Community Services Commission is for and what those events are truly actually Public Works events. So, yes, or
Yeah, and I totally agree. My first year was last year, and those two events were very heavy, attended by the community, and there were things that happened, in my opinion, that shouldn't have. And yeah, we could have accidents, we could have had lawsuits all over the place, and people came to me and were upset about certain things. So I personally think Public Works, dealing straight with knows the contract, know the professionalism of Republic. So we hold people accountable at that point as to who's involved and who's making these decisions, because the city can fall back and lose on this one. So I appreciate everybody's comments, but I think the participation is still there. I think we can all share, and like you say, there's more events that we need to volunteer. Kids out there need credit for these communities. And I have another thing that I like to pursue, but like you said, I'll email it to you guys tomorrow. I don't think I can bring it up today. But, I think that we need to bring the youth back, yes, definitely. Maybe that's something we can start doing and helping Letitia, how to get some of these kids. Because I know Letitia's only been in that role, I think, a year, 2 years maybe, in Public Works, I think.
I think there was a different role, but I'm not sure the timeline.
But my comment is this: I'm glad that Public Works is taking over the responsibilities. Thank you.
It's always been a pretty cooperative event, both of them, and with students, particularly Dumpster Day. Coastal Cleanup.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
So I think it's worked pretty successfully,
Yeah.
actually. Okay. Any events up? Any further updates? Well, let's move on to United Against Hate Week.
Thank you. So the city, our department will be hosting different activations for United Against Hate Week, which is recognized from September 21st through the 27th. But we will actually be recognizing this for the entire month of September. So starting Next month, we'll have an activation here at City Hall. We'll have one at the Senior Center and one at our Tiny Tot facility. We're working to see if we can get into other locations throughout the city, other partnerships. For right now, those are our 3 locations where we are asking the community to take a pledge against hate and take a stand. So we will have posters available at all of these locations for you to take home. It's our standard Pinole Stands United Against Hate poster. And then we'll also have a large poster where the community will be able to participate. We'll have where you'll be able to take your pledge. So there'll be different hands and you'll be able to sign it, write a message, and put it on the board. So it's more of a community project that will be going on all year long, and it'll be and display at those 3 locations. So we invite the community to participate. We're working on our flyer, and that will be shared and available on our website soon as well. And posters as well will be available for you to take home at those 3 locations.
Thank you. Old business, summer programming.
Thank you. Before we go on to that, we do have a public comment. So
okay.
We'll go to that first.
Hello? Just someone called in. Would you like
Hello,
to speak
can you
now?
hear me?
May I have
Yes,
your
so
name?
what-
Could you give us your name, please?
Yes, my name is Rafael Menes. I'm a resident of Pinole.
Hi, Raphael.
I'm calling to actually comment on an earlier item, the adjustment of the Community Services Commission sort of role and responsibilities. I agree that, shifting it over to Public Works probably seems a bit sudden. But at the same time, the commission does have a lot in its bylaws. And I know most of you were here the last time we went over the bylaws back in, 2021, talking about various other things we could do, be a principal advisor to the city council, recreation director, city manager, and all other departments and all matters pertaining to public recreation, parks, arts and cultural activities, historical activities, public action television activities, senior and youth activities, community services. You already dealt with the park master plan, so that pretty much covers the second point, but support and nurture relationships with schools, community, and civic organizations is still valid. Advocate for recreation and community services, a liaison for improving the quality of life and recreational opportunities for the community of Pinole is still valid. Collaborate with individuals, civic clubs, nonprofit organizations, and citizen groups to provide funds, property, and/or volunteerism for the development and operation of parks and recreation facilities is still valid. And finally, to serve as a forum in introducing innovative and new ideas, concepts, programs, policies, and procedures remains, a valid function of the commission. And finally, I'd like to note that in the past, the commission's considered having sort of smaller like community cleanup days, but that wasn't necessarily feasible for the commission due to the workload of dumpster day and the coastal cleanup. So I think it might be worthwhile for the commission to consider in the future implementing sort of community cleanups on a more frequent basis. And with regards to United Against Hate, I support the United Against Hate Week and hope that everybody will take part in it. Thank you.
Thank you, Raphael. I personally like the idea of community cleanups, but we need to be in sync with where the cleanup items, where the items are going to be deposited, and do we need staff from Public Works, to be involved. So that's always a thing that we need to think through.
Can I say something?
Yes.
I think it's the Friends of the Pinole Creek. Our Rotary Club used to clean up every Sunday for about a year. And then they joined the Friends of Pinole Creek, right?
Right.
And so we could just join into that group occasionally.
Yes, that's true.
And take advantage of everything already had been set up and help them. I don't know. Just a thought. Thanks.
No, it's a good idea. Any other suggestions or questions on summer programming?
We have one more public comment.
Okay.
Caller
Hello,
ending in 5748.
Hello, would you like to speak to us now? May we have your name, please?
Oh, yes, my name's Anthony, and I'm a senior citizen, longtime Pinole resident of over 45 5 years. I'd just like to add and chime in that I echo the last caller's comments. I believe it was Mr. Menace regarding some of the duties and other things that the Community Services Commission can lend to not only the public, but the City Council, the City Planning Commission, and most of all, to maybe educate or re-educate some of the city staffers, because there's been a lot of turnover recently in the city of Pinole, and I think maybe they should hold some kind of either informal or formal type meetings among different groups to get more feedback and input, like Mr. Menace said, to enhance and build upon better communications within the city and the community. You know, we're the taxpayers. You people work for us, especially those people in high staff positions that get paid the big bucks every month and every year. So control and justifying someone's position is one thing, but to tell the Community Services Commission that you can't do this and you should do that and do this and do that anymore, I think that has to be revisited. To like I said, we should have better communications, not two-way, but three-way communication in the different bodies such as the City Council, the Community Services Commission, and the City Hall, the staffers, and other things that go on politically and otherwise, as well as involve the outside public more with feedback and information stands at the farmers market or at the senior center and other things like that. So you can be more open and transparent to the community to know what's going on and what's not going on in the city of Pinole on a broad basis. Thank you.
Thank you for calling in, Anthony. If there are no other citizens to be heard or items on old business or discussion of summer programming, I'm going to adjourn to the next meeting, which will be September 25th. What do we have?
We have to do summer programming.
We did. Oh, did we? I'm sorry.
It's
Maria did not get to summer program. I apologize.
Thank you. I just wanted to provide the commission with an update. We had a very successful summer. We had we hosted the Pride and Juneteenth event. We had the car show pancake breakfast at the senior center. We had a summer craft fair at the senior center. We also had our 4th of July event that brought in about 3,000 people to Pinole Valley High School. It was a very large crowd. I think it exceeded, what we were kind of estimating. And all of the other events in general have been the biggest crowds that we have seen. We had a very successful run of our summer concerts and movie series, and those also had the biggest crowds that I have seen. And sometimes it was a very good summer for our community. We had a lot of activities and events going on. We also had some new partnerships. The Pinole Artisans, which I know they have spoken here before, they partnered with us for our summer concerts and provided art activities. They've also been present at some of our community events. So I just wanted to provide the commission with that update, as we had previously discussed everything that was coming for the summer months. And we are we have a few events that are coming for the fall, and we'll share information on that as that's finalized. So thank you.
Thank you.
Maria,
Yeah, that's great.
that's great.
Yes.
This weekend I went to a garage sale down at Terra Hills, and I met a very nice lady selling all her jams and jellies that she made, and her mother, who's 90 years old, that helps her. She was asking me, the arts and crafts on the holidays for the senior center, is that going to start pretty soon? Is there something I can tell her that, she'd like to come out and join them, for the arts and crafts, so.
Yes, we are in the process of finalizing our flyer and the registration form for that, so that will be available soon.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you.
And on our newly developed website, if you go to our community events page, you'll see Holiday Craft Fair is set for November. So at minimum, you could tell them it's in November, and they could always call us too. But
Well, I gave her my card.
oh, okay, that works too. So you let her know November.
Yeah, thank you. I
Thank
will
you.
do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further comments? Deb?
Also, during the summer, I just wanted to lastly plug one more time. Our website is a newly developed website. If you have been with the city of Pinole for more than a year at this point, and have visited the website before, it was www.pinole.ci.pinole.ca.us. And so we have now migrated to pinole.gov. And so we are so happy about a change like that, but it also comes with some really amazing content. It's very user-friendly, it's informative, and it's just a great new feature. And so please, if you have an opportunity, go home, take a look at it, explore it. Please note it is a work in progress still. Many of our departments are still working on some bugs and things we have identified. Events being one of them is something that we're working on, and just timelines. So we're really excited. We feel like this is going to reach some information for people, because this is the only tool that's used 24/7 is a website. When we're sleeping, people can still get on, and when we're closed, they can still get on and look for answers. So I really encourage you guys as our commissioners to take a look, provide us with feedback, or if you have any questions, let us know. But again, it is a work in progress. I am very aware of some outdated items that we're working on and that we will get to shortly. So thank you.
What is the full address then?
Right now, it's just www.pinole.gov.
Okay,
That's
easy.
it. Yes, it's very easy. You'll find
That's
it
really
on.
nice. That's what I put
Yes,
down. I thought
it's
I'd just
beautiful.
double check. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and with that same enthusiasm, when you're signing up for recreational programs, one of the hardest things to do in recreation is find the place to go to sign up. And so with that said, I'm happy to also say we have purchased the site Pinole Rec, REC for recreation, pinolerec.com is now where you'll go to online register. And so simplifying these really long, mundane email sites
excellent.
is a really big plus for us. And so when you see banners soon, you'll see pinolerec.com to sign up for summer programming, pinolerec.com to sign up for swim lessons and things like that. So we've simplified a lot of this. This is a big technology advancement for our team citywide. So explore. And again, if you have questions or comments or feedback, we're all ears. So thank you.
That's excellent.
Yeah, excited.
It's quite cumbersome.
Yeah, it's great. We're really excited. Thank you. Oh, and then we have one more public comment.
We do have another public comment.
Caller ending in 5748.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, this is Anthony. I was calling with regard to communications and updates and the website. As far as for the community and public, several of my friends and some of the senior members and not so senior members of the community asked a couple of things. What's happened to the main phone trunk line in the city of Pinole? It's been down for quite a while now, going on several weeks. I thought, they caught those culprits that had taken wires out of the city or in the phone banks and what have you. And we're not back online. Several people tried all week and last week to call the city of Pinole at 510-724-9000, and all they get is a crazy ongoing busy signal every time they call in. And also, I don't know if it's related or not, but all the lights up and down City Hall on the street there. I believe that's where the post office is in front of City Hall have been blacked out for the last almost going on 1 month now for 3 or 4 weeks. And the public parking lot right there is also blacked out. And it's very dangerous and scary for the people to have to be walking their dogs at night or going out. And even the members of the city council and visitors to City Hall in the pitch black night there without any street lights or parking lot lights. And then for the Pinole television, people have asked, why can't we get everything synchronized with the Pinole TV schedule? Who's feeding them the events and the dates and the programs for that? Because some of them aren't correct. Some of them are the old dates or the wrong dates and the wrong months that they're still being run, and they've expired already. So, you know, it doesn't seem like someone is holding down the fort there, or even having somebody to check in with what's being fed to Pinole TV. It's not Pinole TV's fault that things aren't coordinated. And then they have in the past, we used to have a calendar of local Pinole television events going all around the city of Pinole, different things, the different meetings, different events on one calendar. And we'd like to try and bring that calendar of events back to say what days of the week and all these different inclusive events for different organizations and things going on throughout Pinole, but somehow that dropped out, and I would recommend you consult with Mr. David Snell because he knows.
Thank you for your call and your feedback. The website is a work in progress. As far as the other items, they've been noted, and that's all that we can say at this time. Thank you.
Thank you for calling in. Well, now that we've talked about summer programming and events, roundup of events and everything, I'm going to, unless there are any other comments, I'm going to adjourn to the next meeting, September 25th. And if any of you, if any of you want to volunteer and help out at coastal cleanup, go ahead and contact Letitia. I don't have her number.
I can give you her email. You guys want her email?
Yeah, sure.
Her email